Hello everyone, I hope you're all doing very well. Today we're comparing the AIM-120C, the AIM-120B, the R-77 and the SD-10. These are the four Fox 3 medium range missiles that we've got. Now what you've got in front of you here is what I did last time to compare all the medium range missiles that were usable. And we're not adding to this today, but I just want to show you what we did. And I'll link this video if you want to go and watch it another time. It tells you the type of seeker, the engine burn type, the maximum usable range in the conditions that were set, the no escape range, the maximum speed it reached, the impact speed it reached, the burn time in seconds, the maximum G it could pull, the maximum turn rate it could achieve. It's a really big hour-long video, really. And then best at turning, so I showed how you could beat these missiles when they were turning, and then how difficult each one of them was to notch. And then we went through the reasons, and then we got a final score, and at the end the score was AIM-120C. Since then the SD-10 has come out on the JF-17, and it's very controversial because it's so good. It can go the furthest, it can go the fastest, it's hardest to notch, it turns pretty well, so it's an exceptional missile, but it throws up red flags because it's so good compared to everything else. So in response, ED, late December 2019, have buffed kept all these the same, buffed the AIM-120C even more to kind of catch up with the SD-10. They haven't said exactly what they've done, but presumably tweaked the drag, added the thrust or whatever. So what we're going to do now is not add to this, maybe we will one day, the SD-10, but we're going to do a direct ballistic comparison, not turning, not smoke, not anything else, of the 120C, the 120B, the R-77 and the SD-10. We're going to fire them all identically at the same time. We're going to track them in TAC view and see their ballistics as they go so that we can in real time track the ballistics and comment as we go. In case you want to do this test yourself to compare, to keep things empirical, the Angels of all planes involved will be 16.5 ASL with ISA conditions. All speeds will be 380 knots CAS, and that's all you really need to know, I suppose. So let's go and get on with the test. Right, here goes nothing, guys. We're going to remember to auto throttle and check it's on RC. 3, 2, 1, go.
Auto throttle's on. Altitude holds on. Okay.
Cap ready to fire, getting in formation. Yeah, well done, boys, it's better.
3, 2, 1, fire.
Oh, my missile almost hit yours. Much better, apart from someone fired an extra missile.
I did, yeah. I did.
Okay, we can probably filter that out. Let's just keep the lock, guys. Right. Keep the lock. We might be able to work with that. I noticed none of them are lofting. Bravos are at the back. The Archer's done terribly. SD-10 is hit.
Where's my other C? Oh, I had a B. So the Bs are traveling together.
AIM-120 hit. But we're going to get there before those missiles hit. That's how shit they are. Look at the Archer. And they didn't even hit. They just missed. And the Archer does not going to stand much of a chance, is it? Everyone's fired pretty much identical. Shotgun Dexter is about half a second late. But so remember, at the fire, the initial fire, the SD-10 is about half a second behind everyone else, so it started with a small handicap, but it soon catches up. So at this point here, there is an extra Bravo in the mix because ripcord. Caps is the fastest to begin with. No, sorry, the AIM-120B is the fastest here. It's just slightly ahead. Caps was going to soon overtake that. And the SD-10 is just getting up to speed now, 990 knots. Now I'm the fastest now, or almost the fastest. This R-77, huge rocket motor, powerful rocket motor, and a light ship. It will take it fast, but we'll see that will burn out quick. This Bravo, I guess, was just a little ahead of the rest. And let's see, we've now got the extra B. Where did that end up? There, we can ignore that one. So now in the lead, we've got the B, although it's now slower than my R-77, which is catching up, and the Shotgun Dexter's is also catching up. Well, no, it's actually slower by a fair amount. And this C is really slow. The C it's really slow at the start. Must be something to do with the rocket motor. So after 1 mile, I mean, that can't really be measured properly because our planes are moving, but just to give you a rough impression, we've got the R-77 at 1800. Look at the speed difference between everything else around it. Skills is now struggling aerodynamically. I'm not sure if he's on burn. It's on burn still. Yeah, it's still on rocket motor. Everything's still on rocket motor, basically. And Shotgun Dexter's now the SD-10. There's something about that missile, that rocket motor, that is just way above any other rocket motor. It's so powerful, even though it's a big missile. It's just much more powerful rocket motor in DCS at least. Now look at the acceleration difference between skills and R-77 now. I just jump into another league right now. I'm now over 2,000 knots and my rocket motor is about to burn out. I've got the shortest burn length here. Shotgun is now faster than me because of its crazy rocket motor. It's overtaken the C and it's overtaken the B. The B and the C are now the same speed. I think the C is off rocket motor. No, it's not. It's still accelerating. I'm off rocket motor now. I'm slowing down. This is still on rocket motor. It's still burning. So is everything else. This guy here at the back's on over 2,000 knots. And this thing, it just goes like a train now. Keep accelerating. 2.2 thousand knots TAS. The B now is off burn. So this is massive draggy missile now. And the C is catching it up and still burning. So this has a less powerful rocket motor, but it burns for longer, the Charlie. Let's keep going. I'm off rocket motor now. I've got the shortest burn of here, and I'm just slowing down now. Shotgun Dex is still... No, it's off rocket motor now. You can see it's slowing down, but it got such far ahead. How far ahead did it get? It got nearly a mile ahead, and roughly speaking, we are about 4 miles from our aircraft. Let's keep going. So although this is off rocket burner, it's not slowing down. Look, it's not burning because it's, well, presumably not burning, but it's still fluctuating around 2,000, where something like me, my R-77 that's off burn, has just lost, 700 knots. So for some reason, the SD-10 just does not lose energy, mechanical energy. The B, that is now dying. The C, it's another B that's dying. The C is still, I think, on burn. Let's have a look at it. That's still burning along. Look, it's now off burn. It's now slowing. You can see down to 1,400. This guy here just doesn't seem to slow down. Or slows down very slowly compared with everything else. So the annoying thing about this is it's got the most powerful rocket motor here. And it burns for the longest out of all of us. And it's the most aerodynamic of all the missiles. Which to me doesn't make any sense and smells of a whoopee. But there you go. I'm down to 900 knots. The Bs have also both stalled, although they were fired several seconds between them. They've basically got together now because the speed is so slow, and they've basically merged. C is 1,100 knots, and this thing is still 1,400 knots, which is amazing. And remember, the drag increases quadratically with speed thereabouts. So it's amazing to see this thing still going. 800 knots, 1,100 knots. All of these are died now, so they're not really flying anymore. 400, and well, not very well. 400 for me, 600 for him, 600 for him. 800, and this that just refuses to slow down. Now we're going to get impact. So we're going to impact at 560 knots, which is a very large impact speed for a 25-mile shot at the parameters shown. And this guy here is got 440, so what's that, over 100 knots less for the AIM-120C. It's a couple of miles less. It was about 3 miles less when I measured it. Let's go double check that. Again, this isn't truly measurable, but 3 miles, yeah, which is a massive difference. R-77 is no longer flying, it's just falling out of the sky. 120s have now stopped and they're falling out of the sky. The C just made it look just. There we go. So remember that this is the updated version of the AIM-120C, and still it is light years behind the SD-10, which is just amazing. I hope that was useful, and see you later.